Great Day Houston Plus, sponsored by Total Wealth Academy. After working 40, 50, even 60 hours a week for decades, when it's time, shouldn't you have enough to retire on and not worry about running out of money? Unfortunately, 95% of Americans can't afford to retire by age 65. So what went wrong and how can we get back on track? Steve Davis from Total Wealth Academy shares how to build wealth through real estate and retire on your own terms. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, that sounds crazy, but the part of the problem is that when they first, decided people could retire at 65, they would retire and live a couple of years longer. We're living a lot longer today.
A lot longer, and you've got to have income to do that. It all comes down, this is one of my favorite subjects, because when I learned this lesson that I'm about to share, it changed my life. We're all given a map to success. We're told to work hard in high school and college, get out, get a job, work for 45 years, invest in the stock market through IRAs and 401ks, retire at 65 and live off your savings. Doesn't work. As you noted, 95% of Americans can't do it. So what we did was we studied the other 5% of Americans to discover that they've all got a second stream of income. Some of them third, fourth, fifth, sixth streams of income. And that's the secret. Build a second stream of income, and that's what we're teaching our students at Total Wealth Academy.
Yeah, so a lot of people, right now are living paycheck to paycheck or even shorter than that because they're borrowing money, right? And borrowing against their 401ks and things like that. So they're asking, where do I get money to even try to invest in real estate? Well, you might already have it socked away, put it to better use.
That's right. People can use their IRAs and 401ks, any retirement account, to invest in real estate, and there's no tax or penalty to do that. And your rates of return compared to the stock market are going to double or triple.
Yeah, all right, explain what real estate investing is, because of a lot of those, kind of decoration and building shows, we all think it's flipping or being a landlord. It's not that.
Well, it can be.
It can be, but this is not what we're talking about.
There's semi-passive and passive. Semi-passive is where you go out there and you buy a group of single-family houses, and you can run those in a very short period of time. But there's also completely passive investing where you go in with a group of people and buy a big apartment complex. You don't do anything. No tenants, no toilets, no taxes. You don't do anything but just get your money in the mailbox.
Yeah.
That is what most people are doing at Total Wealth Academy.
Yeah, kind of that strength in numbers type of deal. And obviously the more you put in, the more you get out. But what's the range of what somebody can put in on the lower level?
On the lower level, the minimum passive investment is about $25,000.
Oh, wow.
And again, that can be out of the IRA or the 401k, cash, you could sell gold, whatever.
All right, so you could, wherever you get that source of cash, you put that in there. But like I said, obviously the more you put in, the more you get out. All right, people will say, okay, but am I trading out for one risky thing to another risky thing? Well, comparatively, we look at the stock market, we hear the news stories all the time, down, way down, up, down. So your money is like, you're making money, you're losing money.
Very
but when
volatile.
it comes to real estate, it seems to stay a lot more level.
It does. Real estate is less risky and less volatile than the stock market. But because people don't understand it, they're afraid to invest in it, and it almost makes sense. Hey, I don't understand this, I'm not going to put my money there.
Yeah.
But what they can do is educate themselves, and then they can start getting the higher rate of return, reducing their risk and reducing the volatility.
Yeah, and learning a lot of things in the classes. Like, for example, when the stock market's down, guess what? That rent you're paying, that house payment you're paying stays the same, right?
Stays the same.
Yeah, all right. What else do we learn in the classes, and do we have to have an understanding of real estate before we show up?
No. As I've said before, if you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you can be a successful real estate investor. But what we do at Total Wealth Academy is we take people by the hand, step by step through every process, whether they want to be a semi-passive investor or a completely passive investor. We teach them every single aspect of it, how to evaluate deals, underwrite deals, how to manage them if you're going to be semi-passive, everything.
Yeah, and that money can be put into not just single-family homes, but apartment complexes, retirement facilities, storage, self-storage facilities as well. All right, if you'd like to meet Steve and his team and find out how to build a second stream of income, register for that free sample class at TotalWealthAcademy.com. Again, that is TotalWealthAcademy.com. And remember, Total Wealth Academy teaches people how to build wealth and get peace of mind while helping and serving others with real estate. Remember, it's the #1 investment that the already rich people do.